How do I connect my hands on the grip? Have you ever wondered why certain people use certain connections in their hands? Or maybe you're somebody that just likes to know the details so you can choose which grip type is best for you. In today's session, we're going to go over the 3 most common grip types and the one I prefer. The way that we put our hands on the club and the way that we connect our hands on the club affect how we can use certain parts of our body to impart motion and force on the club. The 3 most common grip types, the first one is called a baseball grip. And a lot of us, when we just start out, this is the grip that we use. This is where all 4 fingers on the right hand, 4 on the left, so 8 fingers, and both of our thumbs are touching the rubber on this grip. This is a common grip for somebody who's just starting out. Also for somebody that has smaller or weaker hands. My only suggestion when you do this is to make sure that your fingers are very close together. You don't grip it with space between your fingers. I see that mistake a lot. People grip the club and they have a lot of space between their fingers, and a telltale sign of that is how close to the end of the grip somebody's hands are. If you're going to do baseball grip, make sure the fingers are close together, as close as you can get them. And you're probably wondering, why is this called a 10-finger or baseball grip? Because that's how most of us grip the baseball bat. If somebody was going to soft toss one to me, I'm not gripping it with my fingers far apart to hit it. I'm gripping it with my fingers close together on top of each other and going to hit a baseball like that. This is the 10-finger or baseball grip. We're 51 yards away. Let me hit a shot for you with a 10-finger baseball grip. 50 yards. All right, so that one carried 45 yards. Greens are a little slow today. That leaves me with 15 feet. 15-footer. Oh, just missed it. The next grip we'll go over is the interlock grip. The way this one works is the pointer finger on your left hand or top hand, your pinky finger on your bottom hand interlock together, and then you grip it with your fingers. This grip provides a little bit more security with the hands staying together. You'll see folks that like this grip that have smaller hands or weaker hands. It helps them feel like their hands can stay together throughout the swing better, versus if they're in 10-finger, they might feel like their hands separate or come off the grip. This is called the interlock grip. Tiger Woods uses this grip. Jack Nicklaus uses this grip. I would say it's a very common grip that I see. I wouldn't say it's the most common. We'll go into that on the third one, which is the overlap or Vardon. Some of the challenges I see with this grip, because this was the first grip I used when I started, is that when the hands are interlocked together, when one wants to move one direction, it's going to pull the other hand in that direction. So for example, I used to always have an issue at the top of my swing where my right hand would want to go up and my elbow up, and my left hand would go with it. As much as I fought it with my left hand, I couldn't get my right arm to fold or be lower at the top. Tension, especially in the right arm, shoulder, and I see a lot of setups where the right arm is high, which is not what you want when you're doing interlock. Why don't you want the right arm high? Well, the right arm high, the right shoulder high, increases the likelihood that you're going to take the club outside hooded, but also increase the likelihood that you're going to swing across the ball. Let me hit a shot with the interlock grip. We are 50 yards away. This brings back good memories of how I used to grip the club. 50 yards, interlock. That was hit pretty good. 40 yards. Greens are running a little slow inside. We got a 15-footer for eagle. Oh, just missed it. and we'll take the birdie. The final grip that we'll go over of the most common grips is the overlap grip, or the Vardon grip. If you've got your 4 fingers in your left hand touching, your right hand, when you put that on the grip, you're going to rest the pinky in between the pointer finger and the middle finger. This is the one I prefer the most. The reason I prefer this one the most is because it gets the hands closest together in a vertical sense. If we're looking at it from face on, the hands are the closest together. When you go to 10 finger, you can see my right hand moved up a little bit on the grip versus down. And when I do interlock, my right hand moves up ever so slightly on the grip. I prefer the hands to be as close together, and if we're looking at this grip in a vertical fashion, as low as possible, or in this case, as high as possible on the grip. I feel like that gives somebody the most leverage to swing the club versus when the hands are apart. We'll use this as an example, an extreme example. I can't swing the club as fast when I'm using it with my hands separated versus my hands close together. Hit that really solid, a little short. Greens are running a little slow today inside. I need to make an adjustment. 12 feet for eagle. With the Vardon, or the overlap grip, if we bring back the dowel that we used a few sessions ago on your grip, and we'll use this in the future as well, when somebody uses the overlap, in my opinion, it allows the right arm, the right shoulder, and the right hand to relax a little bit more at setup. That's a good thing, because when somebody's setting up, what I prefer to see is that their left forearm is above their right forearm, such that you can see about half of the left forearm. When I use the overlap or Vardon grip, it allows my right arm to relax enough that I can externally rotate the right shoulder and get it in a good spot at setup. Why do I want to do this? So when I'm coming back down, my right forearm is in a good spot for me to hit the ball. It's not above the ball. It allows me to swing in that nice arc or circle we've talked about in previous sessions. When somebody gets into the interlock grip, I see a lot of tension in the right arm, and the right forearm gets a little bit high. So experiment a little bit with your grip. What I observed over the last few years in people that go from beginner to advanced players, they'll typically start out with a 10 finger or an interlock. As they get better, they will gravitate towards the most popular grip on the PGA Tour, the overlap grip, or the Vardon grip. Relaxes the right arm a little bit at the top of the swing for the forearms, the wrists, and the shoulder to be in a really good spot. Why? Because the right arm is a little bit more relaxed, I believe. It helps a lot. Thank you for watching this session on how the hands connect. This is an important piece of the grip and how we're holding the club. We will go into more details on placement of the hands because we've had a few questions on that in the comments. If you have questions on the connection, please put that in the comments. We'll be sure to answer that below, or we may add it to one of our Q&As. If you want even more details and you want one-on-one coaching, I invite you to find a local Operation 36 coach near you.